Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Dummies That Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends. It's a Wednesday night, July 24th, and we're coming to you with a special episode tonight because the Subway Series is over. The Mets have swept all four games of the Subway Series. We're just seconds away after the final out in the game where the Mets just completely destroyed the Yankees 12-3 at Yankee Stadium. And we felt like we could not wait until Sunday. And I am here, Will Hernandez, with my co-host Lee J. Perilla. Lee J, how are we feeling right now about your New York Metropolitans?
Good evening, everyone. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. And like I said, I don't mind eating crow. They just got to keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
It's-
go ahead. You gonna say
no,
something
that's what I was going to
else?
say. It's not over yet, but
No, it's
I'm
not. I
liking
mean,
what's going on right now.
yeah, I mean, we were texting the past couple of nights about kind of the way things were trending, and this is still a flawed team, a very flawed team, despite what's happened the past couple of days. And maybe it might say more about the struggles that the Yankees are having right now versus the Mets' success. But you also can't take stuff away from the Mets as far as scoring 12 runs tonight. Lindor has a huge game. Tyrone Taylor steps in and has a huge game for an injured Harrison Bader. Last night, on the first game of the series, the bullpen comes through with Diaz sitting on the bench in the dugout, and nobody really knew what the hell was going on with that until we just found out later that he was unavailable because he had thrown 28 pitches on Monday, and Mendoza was scrambling to put together a strategy for the game for yesterday. But listen, now the Mets are 5 games over the 500 mark. And you and I had talked about we would like to see them get to that 10 game mark. They're kind of almost there. But now you got a huge, huge series coming up against the Atlanta Braves at Citi Field. And the Braves are reeling right now. So, Lee J, how do you think things might play out this weekend, knowing that the Mets are on a roll and that the Braves are coming into Queens very injured?
Very injured. I'm going to say this right now: no less than 3 out of 4. No split. No losing a series. 3 out of 4. And that goes to your point too. This team still has a lot of flaws. The main one being the starting pitching,
It's
which is
awful.
not good,
No, it's not.
especially when you play very good teams.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta step on their throat. They're hurting right now. The Mets are hitting right now. So you just gotta go 3 out of 4. Nothing less than that. I'm sorry.
Three
Three
out
out
of
of four.
four. So 3 out of 4 would put them at 55-49. I'm sorry. This hasn't been updated yet. They would be 56-49.
7 games, and
So
then they got what? Yeah, those other games after that, I think they crush, and I think that's what you're gonna see by the time they get to next weekend. Because
mhm.
that's about what 4, 3, 7 times. By the time they get to next weekend, August, going into August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, wherever they're at for the weekend, they'll be at 10 games over
Wow.
500.
That is some bold, bold statement right there. You have more confidence in them than I do right now. And I'm usually the optimistic one, which I
I
think is kind of
just
funny.
I've seen some different things today, and I just kind of opened my mind and opened my eyes a little bit to see what was going on. Because you can't take away 12 runs.
No,
12 runs is a lot.
it
Okay, against
is.
any team. And like you said, the Yankees, and this is not taking a shot at the Yankees. I think Yankee fans will even say this. They look dead. Besides Soto and Judge, that lineup is gross. I don't know where the other hitting is coming from.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't I don't know. Maybe you know better than me, but that lineup's terrible.
Well, the one, it's funny because the one thing that I heard yesterday, and I'm not trying to take a shot at the Yankees fans, but I'm taking a shot at the Yankees fans a little bit right now because the one thing I heard yesterday was, oh, the Yankees look dead because they don't get up for these Subway Series games like the Mets do. These games don't mean as much to the Yankees. But here's why that argument is flawed. You're in a pennant race. You've got to
Every game
keep pace with
counts.
the Orioles. Yeah, every game counts right now, especially because you're playing less games after the All-Star break now this time around. And now the Yankees are going up, they're playing Boston next. That's not going to be an easy series because Boston's been playing well lately. And the news today was that they extended Jory Cora for another 3 years. So I think the Red Sox are feeling pretty good, but man, it's funny, as sports fans, we're not watching the Yankees every day. But man, I saw a lot in the past 2 days that basically confirmed what the issues are. Outside of Soto and Judge, there's nobody on that team hitting. Nobody at all. So once you get past those two guys, and what makes it even worse is that you don't even have to pitch to Judge if you don't want to,
Which
because
is
there's
essentially what
nobody
they
hitting
did.
behind them.
Which is
Yeah,
essentially what they did yesterday. And I'll get into
right.
that a little later because I don't really have much to say bad about the Mets, but I do have a my biggest thing with them is a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
This, yeah, you're winning now. Uh, Like I said, you don't care who's in front of you. You got to play the games, bad or good. You have to play the games. You don't apologize for winning. But the starting pitching can't be like this. Let's say they make the playoffs. It can't be like this. It's not going to be. You're not going to stay in very long. You'll be eliminated in the first round or in the wild card round, whatever you want to say, because it just can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. I'm
Well,
sorry.
here's the thing that they showed yesterday on the SNY broadcast, and I'll go through it a little bit because it just kind of shows the state of both teams right now since June 15th. The Mets got the second best winning percentage at 645. Yankees with the 29th, worst at 333. Mets are hitting 271 since June 15th, so that's good for third. The Yankees are hitting 232, which puts them at 26th. OPS, the Mets are number two, 834. The Yankees are 17th, 0.726. And you can bet your ass that Soto and Judge are the ones that are carrying that. And here's the thing,
They
this
said
is
they only have
where,
about. There was a stat today. There's only like four Yankees with like a what was it, over 1,000 OPS come or something like that.
so
And
here,
then
yeah,
the Mets have like 8 players or something, like 9 players or
I,
something like that.
and then here was the other stat too that they showed during this game. Soto and Judge this season are hitting 308 combined with a 1.067 OPS. The rest of the team is hitting 231 with a 0.67 OPS. I have to say, like right now, if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a little concerned because again, we just went through it. Once you get past Soto and once you get past Judge, there's no one else in that lineup who scares you. And yes, I understand that Giancarlo Stanton is coming back. And I know they mentioned it during the broadcast side about the prospect that's about to go on a rehab assignment, and he can play the outfield and he has some pop from both sides of the plate. But you have to imagine, and maybe we can get into this now. Here's the thing too with this trade deadline, and they were saying it all throughout the night. You've got a lot of teams looking for help, and they're looking at a lot of the same positions.
Yeah, which is what I said before. So you got to match what these other people are willing to match to get what they want, what you want. It's the same. It's the same fight. So are you going to give up that extra prospect or the extra play, or are you willing to do that? And that's where I've always stand with, like with the Mets. Are they gonna do that? Same thing with the Yankees. Are they gonna do that? Because they need help. There's no two ways about it. They need help.
I think the Yankees will be more prone to giving up the prospect versus the Mets. That just the Yankees don't seem to be they don't shy away from giving up prospects like the Mets do. I don't know what that says about the Mets, but I don't think that you look at that top 10 prospect list that SNY put out after the draft, the guy that they just drafted is already in the top 10 ranked. That's how good he supposedly is. But you see some of those guys that are on that list. Acuna is supposed to be up this year. Jet Williams is supposed to be up supposedly next year. There are a couple of other guys that are supposed to be up next year. Do you take one of those guys and include him in a trade? One of those guys that's like ready supposedly next year? I don't know. I don't. I just don't think. I still think that there are so many flaws with this Mets team that I don't know if you can really go all in. I could be wrong. That could be me completely talking out of my ass, but I don't know. What do you
It
you?
depends on who you're going for. Now, if you're going for, let's say, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm just giving an example here. If you're going for a stud pitcher, then yes. Because now if you're going for a stud pitcher, you know he's gonna go 7 plus.
Mhm.
At least when he's starting, you don't gotta worry about the bullpen that much. It could be just him, Diaz, game over, depending on who this person is. But something like that, you're gonna have to give up one of these guys. You're not gonna keep you can't these guys are all young. You're not gonna be able to keep all of them because the
Yeah,
people that you're talking about now that kind of playing now are young too. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna
yeah,
keep all of them and do what? You gotta do something. If
yeah.
you could get a I don't know if this is true. I haven't really looked in who they're talking about, but if you could get a stud pitcher and let's say two rock star middle relief guys with the lineup the way it's going right now we're talking different.
Mm,
And that may be all it takes. But are you willing to give up these prospects? That's up to Stearns and your boy. Would I do it? I would.
yeah.
I would.
You talking about the Mets needs? They sound very similar to the Yankees
No, it's
needs because
everyone.
yeah,
The
it's
Braves
crazy.
now got down a starting pitcher.
Right.
The Dodgers need bullpen help, and a lot. Baltimore right now, they need bullpen help. They need some things too because they're not perfect. But guess what Baltimore has that they did for all these years while they were building their roster, and those fans suffered. But now they're winners. And you know what they have? They have prospects,
They do.
and they have them in abundance.
Yep.
In abundance, they could probably trade two or three prospects and still have like 10. They have a lot of prospects. They
They
did it the
do.
right way. And here we are. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you can't keep all these guys, especially if you have a young team already with good players. That's what are you willing to do? I don't know. I don't know who's out there being talked about as far as starting pitching. I keep on hearing this guy from the A's, Miller. He's supposed to be really good. I don't see the A's play, but
The
he's good.
closer?
Is he the
Is that the
closer in the
closer?
A's? The
I think
Miller.
so. I
That's I
believe
hear his name
so.
a lot.
Let me
But
just make sure.
they're gonna ask for two prospects for at least for that guy if he's as good as he is. I've never seen him because he's banished in Oakland.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It is him. So I went out to. I'll tell you guys right now. I went out to Oakland for San Francisco for work at the end of May, and I went to an A's game. I knocked that stadium off my list, and I'm sitting. I don't know 5 rows from home plate, and they bring in Miller to close the game. When I tell you that I could hear his fastball whizzing by, you could hear his fastball whizzing by. He was throwing about 102 miles per hour. That guy's legit,
And he's young.
and he's young, and he is going to cost a lot.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
I don't think the Mets or the Yankees are in play for him right now. I really don't. I don't know who out there could afford him.
Baltimore,
Probably
maybe the Dodgers.
it could be, but does Baltimore need a closer? Probably not. They probably use him as a setup guy.
Nah, I would get it rid of cut his arm off and get rid of him quick. Kimbrel, you know I hate him. He sucks. If this kid is as good as he says he is, Kimbrel, sorry, you're going to the eighth. and this kid is coming in for the ninth, and
That'd
I'm
be
trading for
interesting
him.
if that happens. Okay, let's get into these two games and take a little bit more of a deep dive in here because I know we both took a lot of notes, and I would like to go to bed before midnight too. So,
That's a fact.
so here I'm just gonna kind of go through. Basically, this game was decided in the second half of the game. Now, let's go to the sixth inning here. This is when McNeil hit the 2-run home run to give the Mets a 3-1 lead. And here's my note here.
This was yesterday's game.
Yes, this is
Okay.
yesterday's
Yes.
game.
Yep.
So this is my note here for that. This new approach is working for him, which makes you wonder why the fuck he didn't do this sooner.
I got something for you. It's good that you started with him. Give me 1 second. I got a quote for him.
Okay.
Just listen to the quote and tell me what you hear.
Sure.
Because I'll tell you what I hear.
Okay.
This is a quote. Credit to the Athletic. I feel your swing gets a little bit messed up once you are trying to guide the ball. Lately, I've been trying to hit the ball wherever it's pitched and hit it hard. Sir, read between the lines there a little bit. Can you see where I'm going? Can you kind of tell me what that's saying to you?
Do you think he was relying too much on analytics there?
Oh my God. We have a touchdown. Wrong sport, but we have a touchdown. That's exactly what that's saying. This guy with the uppercut swing, worry about hitting everything out of the park. What made him a 300-plus hitter was hitting the ball where it's pitched. Line drive hitter, doubles hitter, singles hitter. Do what you do. They tell you, oh, if you hit it a little bit more, then he hits 20 home runs, he falls in love. Oh, me, McNeil, a little guy. I never hit this many home runs. Oh, yeah. Look now. No one's going to say anything now, right? He said it himself. He said it in a statement.
Yeah.
If people just open up their eyes and open up their, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Close your mouth and open up your ears. That's what he's telling you. That's what he's telling you. He flushed the analytics down the toilet, at least for the hitting part of it.
Sure.
This guy's coming around. He's going back to what made him a batting champion.
And the thing is, too, is that they're resulting in home runs.
Yes, because he's not thinking about it.
Right. Exactly.
When you don't think about it and here it is down the middle. I'm ahead of the count. You know why? Because I was patient. I took some. Now he's expecting a fastball. He gets the fastball. Now he could, boom, elevate, trajectory over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
When you put this under all this pressure, trying to hit all these home runs, you get into these funks, and everybody wanted to run McNeil out of town. Now look at him. It's not complicated. It's really not complicated.
And this is really the second time he's had this issue where he changed his approach. If you remember, what was the year that he won the batting title? That was 2 years ago.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning of that season, when he saw, because they thought, remember in 2022, the players thought that the baseballs were more tightly wound up and they weren't traveling as far. So I think they were in Arizona, I think in late May, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember after one particular game, McNeil said he hit a bomb. He hit it on the screws. He was sure it was going out. And he decided when it didn't go out, it was like, I need to change my approach. Because he was playing with that launch angle shit too much. Because don't forget the previous year, he had hit all those home runs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like, it had to be 20 plus home runs.
It was 2021, right? So when he saw that his approach was not working in 2022, because the baseballs they thought were more wound up and they weren't traveling as far, he changed his approach, and look what happened. He won the batting title that year. And I remember texting my buddy Carl, who loves his analytics, and I told him, you see, this is not everything, because he made the adjustment with the launch angle shit and got away from that and became a batting champion. I think that still counts for something when you hit 3, whatever it is during the season.
It's just as simple as playing baseball, man. As cliche or stupid as that sounds, or simple, just play baseball, man. Trust me. When you're worried about too much other stuff going on, all these numbers, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You should just first of all, growing up playing baseball, little league and high school, and I'm not comparing myself to any of these guys. No way, no way. But especially in high school, because the pressure gets a little bit more as you go high levels. There's so much
Mhm.
going on when you go into the batter's box that you got to think of your third base coach. If you got runners on base, this, and just worry about what you see coming at you and take it from there. You trying to worry about uppercut swing, this swing, that's no. Slow your mind down. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And just hit the ball. It's not complicated. It's really
Exactly.
not. These guys are in the majors for a reason.
It's a
You start to
situation.
complicate things. It's not for their benefit.
It's a situation of seeing the ball and hitting the ball.
That's it.
And I
As
think
simple as that sounds, and as hard as it is to hit a baseball, to me, in my opinion, the hardest thing to do in sports. But if you're in the majors for a reason. If you see the ball, you're gonna hit the ball.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's keep on going in this game. We're going to the bottom of the seventh. This is where this is where I thought shit was gonna go left for them. So Alonso makes that great play in the grounder,
Mm-hmm.
but he tosses the ball to Nunez, who could not grasp it for the out. So next batter up, I forget who hit that grounder, but next batter up, Soto strikes out.
That was
The
oh my
leadoff guy,
God, who
whoever the
was
leadoff
that?
guy was. Where
Jones.
was it?
But I thought it was a
Jones?
lefty. I thought
Yeah, it was.
ugh,
It was. Well, wait, because Grisham came in later on.
it was Grisham.
It was Grisham. Okay, I'm looking at the box score right
It was
now.
Grisham. It was Grisham. I think it was
So
Grisham.
Soto then strikes out swinging. Then they intentionally walk Judge to put runners on first and second with one out. Then we get Ben Rice comes up and pinch hits for Davis. And take a pause here. This guy has done shit since he had that 3 home run game. You know
Yeah,
it.
they showed his
I know
numbers.
it.
They
Yeah,
showed his numbers tonight after that game.
and Yankees fans know it. To give him credit, he had a long at bat there
And I thought
against
he got that
Nunez.
one. That hit
Yeah,
it in the gap, right? But they
yeah, hit it
Beta
in the
caught
gap.
it.
Yeah, he basically hit it to one of the deepest parts of the
Yeah,
ballpark.
correct.
And Bader
I
caught
do
up
remember
to
that
it.
play.
Yeah,
Yes.
he caught up to it in the gap. I was surprised he caught it with 2 hands. I don't know why that surprised me, but you know how some of
But
these major leaguers are.
Beta's known for that. He does a two-hand catch thing.
Yeah, thank God. That's very smart. So Bader catches that, and then Volpe grounds out the third as the Mets keep the slim 3-1 lead, 3-2 lead, I should say. This is, and then here's a problem too. This is with both these teams, and they keep on leaving these golden opportunities unmet. I think what the Mets had the bases loaded twice in this game
Mm-hmm.
and didn't score anything. The Yankees throughout the whole entire 4 games against the Mets, I think they were 3 for 35 with runners in scoring position. And they did get that run on the ninth. So they were at 4 for whatever with runners in scoring position. But I mean, both these teams in some ways have struggled to score when it matters. I know that's kind of funny to say considering the Mets kind of blew out, scored a lot of runs
Mm-hmm.
in 3 of 4 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way Tuesday played out, top of the 8th, the Mets load the bases for 1 out. Torrens is up, and this guy Weaver, the reliever for the Yankees, had a fucking nasty changeup going
Mm-hmm.
where it's if you watch to see where Torrens and both Taylor and Torrens strike out to end the inning. If you look to see where that changeup ends up in both those situations, it is just below the line, the strike zone. You can't take that because it's so close. And
No,
then
you're right.
and then you swing and miss because it's out of the strike zone, but just
Mhm.
barely.
Mhm.
That guy's got a wicked changeup. I don't know. I'm looking at his stats now. He's got a 2.51 ERA. I have to imagine, just based off of that, he's probably one of the people that they lean on a lot in that bullpen.
I think he's been one of the better relief pitchers from what I've
Yeah.
seen
Hmm.
when I
Yeah.
watched a few Yankee games I've watched.
Too bad the Mets don't have somebody like that. I'm getting tired of seeing Ottavino out there.
And besides all those great points that you made, this is my biggest thing yesterday. Obviously, the manager's not going to tell us if he, when the reporters ask him, what do you think about your bullpen? Your bullpen's blown a lot of games, yada, yada, yada. He's going to give the politically correct answer.
You saying this about Mendoza or about Boone?
Mendoza or anybody they
Mendoza.
interview,
Yeah.
anybody in the Mets and they ask him about the bullpen, because the reporters know the bullpen stinks. And quite frankly, everyone knows. But the manager and stuff, if they ask him a question, he's not going to be honest with them. He's going to be, give them the cliche answers, whatever, whatever. Here's my point. Yesterday, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, one earned run, 5 walks, 6 Ks, 1 home run allowed, 94 pitches thrown, 50 are strikes, right?
Quintana, right?
That's Quintana's numbers. That's to me
Awful.
That was back in the day. That was awful. Now you hear people try to spin it. Oh, he fought through tough situations. Yeah, because after Judge, which he pitched around, which we clearly saw them pitch around him yesterday,
Oh yeah.
that lineup's not good. So why are you trying to be cute with everybody else? But here's my biggest point. Judge yesterday went 0 for 1 with 4 walks. Quintana gave him 3 of those walks.
Right.
Here's my problem with, if you want to say Mendoza, the staff, whoever. Here's my problem. You guys knew that you were going to pitch around him and not pitch to him. You knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Because besides the first at bat, which some of the pitches were relatively close, the other 2 at bats, which were in the bottom of the third and the bottom of the fifth, no pitch was close.
No.
Okay?
At all.
So the bottom of the first, he threw 4 balls and a strike, 5 total pitches to Judge. Bottom of the third, 5 total pitches again. In the bottom of the fourth, he threw a total of 4 pitches. So that's 5, 10, that's 14 total pitches to Judge that you wasted because you were never going to pitch to him.
Yeah, that's a lot.
94 minus 14 is what? Easy math. 80.
80, yeah.
So if the numbers stay relatively the same minus these 14 pitches, you got at least maybe 1 inning goes quick. You got another inning plus out of Quintana if you just intentionally walk Judge like you wanted to do anyway. How's that for analytics? You fucks. It's not complicated. It's not complicated.
So you're saying to just walk Judge in those situations?
Just walk him. You was going to do that anyway. You're just essentially wasting pitches because what happens? When you get to a certain pitch count, they don't care how you got there. They're not worried about, those 14 pitches, they really didn't do nothing to his arm. We really pitched around them. They weren't fast. They weren't slow. They're not thinking that. They just look, they say he's 94 in the 5th inning. You got to take him out. So why throw those pitches? Of course, you're going to tell us we were trying to pitch to him. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. They were even talking about it pregame.
Right.
Ron Darling, what I would do is I would just intentionally walk him. There's nobody behind him. Why waste time? What's the cliche growing up? Intentional?
Yes, that's what they were.
That's what y'all did yesterday. Yeah. Just put him on.
I agree.
Why are you wasting and putting this on his arm? That's 14 pitches right there. That's at least another inning. And maybe he comes out in the 7th. If he's at 92, 93, he gets to 100, 101, then you say, you know what? We take him out. But that's less strain on the bullpen that we know that's not good right now. That's my biggest gripe these 2 games. It's just that's annoying. That's annoying. And I purposely wrote these things down because it annoyed me.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I didn't think about the whole just intentionally walk the guy because like you said, there's nobody batting around him, behind him.
They had JD Davis batting in cleanup yesterday. Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody could tell me anything different.
I'm shocked he's like on a major league roster right now.
I think sometimes the Yankees feel like they could turn these guys around if they feel they're in a Yankee uniform. They feel the Yankee Stadium. It doesn't work like that for everybody. JD Davis sucks. He has a huge head. He looks like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs. He sucks. He sucks. He was batting 4th yesterday. Just put Judge on and pitch to him.
Bro, you can't be saying shit like that when I got water in my mouth.
Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here, man? This Quintana shit is unacceptable, bro. You think that's gonna be in the playoffs?
No, they can't.
This is what I'm talking about.
That
Because you know
that's
what's gonna happen? The teams, like, I hate to say this, if the Dodgers get right, the Phillies are, they lost a series just now, but they're still good.
mm-hmm.
Those lineups are gonna smack around the starting pitcher,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's not even gonna matter who we got in the bullpen. That's what I'm afraid of. And that's why, yeah, my brain cells are starting to connect because I like a lot of things I saw these last couple games. But stuff like that is the stuff in the playoffs that bites you in the
Yeah.
ass.
You can't be winning playoff games when you're leading the league in walks allowed
It
by
can't
your
be
pitching
like this.
staff.
It's what? Like, come on, bro. What are
Yeah,
we talking about here?
it's insane. So let's get to the ninth inning, the whole ninth inning. Top of the ninth. Bader ends up on second base when LeMahieu did the whole Olay shit. You know what I'm talking about. He
Yes.
Olayed it. It was a thing that Dorn used to do in Major League.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got yelled at. Don't Olay it. So that was bad. That dude should have got in front of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Keith Hernandez was killing him, by the way. That he should have gotten in front of the ball for that. So here's the thing, and this is where I was getting a little worried because I felt like yesterday, in particular, Tuesday, that they looked a little zombie-like, and maybe it's because of what happened. For those who don't know, the Mets didn't get back to New York till like 5 o'clock in the morning because they were having issues with their plane. And I even said it in the first. One of the first notes. I did not have a good feeling after that first inning, especially with Nimmo. By the way, Nimmo's struggling right now, big time. Just FYI.
Yep.
So Lindor strikes out, and I made a note here that he didn't look like he had a clue what was going on in that at bat, which is crazy because we know what happened tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bader makes a fucking brain dead play. I don't know what he was thinking trying to steal third base in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know what he was.
Can you tell me?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I wrote down here, just dumb. And then Nimmo pops off the second to center field.
Maybe some chick flashed him in the first row and he was running towards her.
So while all this is going on, this inning's going on. I think it was at that point that Gary Cohen, I think it was actually in the eighth inning, that they saw that Edwin Diaz was sitting in the dugout. Now, I texted you and I'm like, oh shit, is he hurt? Nope, he wasn't hurt. It was because he pitched threw 28 pitches on Monday against the Marlins, and they figured we're not going to use him back to back. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, considering Diaz has done this before where he's pitched back to back after pitching, maybe throwing too many pitches one night. And the other thing, too, I feel like his arm is fresh in some ways because he was hurt. He was suspended. Like, get the guy in there.
That's why I told you. Once
am
they
I off
see,
base on this?
it's not even that you're off base. It's just that once they see a particular number on depending who the pitcher is, it's already set in their mind. It's not happening. So for us as fans to think about it or to say they should have did this, we're wasting our time because it's going to be like that every time. Every time. And I feel like to you, I would lean more toward that. What about when the games count? So because he pitched 32 innings the day before, you're not going to put it like whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when they put Diekman in, I was like, this game, we're losing.
Oh, so did I. So let's get to the ninth inning. Because this is when I'm sitting on the edge of my seat and I'm like, my heart's in my throat the whole time. So Grisham leads off and flies out the deep center field. And then Soto, he walks on 4 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Now, this at-bat with Judge is very interesting. Especially, it's funny when I was listening to some of the commentary after the game, and even tonight, I was thinking the same thing that some of these guys were thinking. I'm like, oh, I think I still kind of know what I'm talking about. That fastball down the middle, I think took Judge by such surprise
Yep. They
Then he
didn't
just
think
let it go.
that he didn't think they were going to pitch to him.
Right. And I, listen, Judge is a great player, but I also feel like you need to be ready for anything. And I think in that situation, first of all, do you think they should have pitched to him?
Yeah, I was screaming. I was going to text you, but I forgot. I said walk him.
Mm,
My idea was to walk him. I'm telling you, I don't have
mm,
no confidence. I don't have any confidence in those
yeah.
in that
I
lineup. Besides the two of those guys,
uh,
but I think
yeah.
once he threw that first pitch strike and Judge was caught off guard, I said, "All right, let's see what happens here."
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah.
Diekman credit. He went after him. He was like the only
He
pitcher
did.
last night that
He
actually went
did.
after Judge and said, "If this guy hits it out the stadium, he hits it out the
So
stadium.
be it.
So
Yeah.
be it." And I give him, I as much as I don't like him, and he's been terrible. I give him credit last night. He gets credit last night. I can't say anything else about him.
So the rest of that at bat, he misses on a changeup blown away. Next pitch is another changeup, which Judge fouls off. So now you're 2-2. Oh, I'm sorry, you're 1-2. Then there's a fastball inside that evens the count to 2-2. And then he comes right back with the
With the
fastball
fastball.
that paints the inside corner. And Judge was like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
That's what he looked like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was. I wonder. He'll never admit this, right? I wonder how much that first pitch threw him off the whole at bat, thinking that, oh shit, I got to put my game face on because this guy's coming after me. He's not walking me right now. Do you think I know that sounds crazy to some people that he would not be prepared, but that was just kind of the feeling that I got that first pitch fucked him up so bad that the rest of the at bat was Diekman had him in his hand after that first pitch. I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's possible. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I'm just happy that he went after him because no one did it last night.
No, nobody did it
If you're
last
gonna
night.
pitch to him, pitch to him.
Yeah.
Stop being, I'm not gonna use certain words here. We're not gonna do that, but pitch to him.
Holy shit.
When you try to be cute, then you may miss.
Exactly. And then it's in the fucking upper deck.
Then that's the problem that I have. I don't have a problem if you say, you know what? They put me in this game. Let's go mano y mano. I'm coming at you. Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what Diekman did. So good for him.
And then next at bat, and this is the problem. If you're a Yankees fan right now, you must know the problem here. Because Ben Rice comes up and then grounds out to McNeil at second base. The ball game's over. Mets win 3-2. And the Yankees don't have anyone besides Soto and Judge in this lineup. So, Mets win game 1 of this Yankees series. Now, tonight, Wednesday. I mean, they jumped out to the lead, right?
Yeah, Torres hit a home run, another home run. He won yesterday too.
So, and then Soto hits the home run to dead center to make it 2-1. Again, Manaea struggling. How many pitches did he have?
I got
tonight?
his numbers too here.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna bring him up again.
4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 hit by pitch, 4 walks. I forgot to write down the Ks. I think he had like maybe 5 or 6, maybe.
I got it now.
2 home runs, 103 pitches, 57 was strikes. I got the breakdown here. First inning, 23 pitches. Second inning, 14 pitches. Third inning, 19. Fourth, 23. Fifth, 24. That's
not going to work.
It's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And like I said, I'm not taking away from them winning because it makes me happy they're winning. But this doesn't work in the long run.
Well,
I'm just my opinion.
Well, they won because they scored fucking 12 runs.
That's why they won. Because right now, the Yankees pitching isn't good. They're missing a couple pitches, and their lineup stinks. And I'm not taking away from the win. Like I said, you got to play who's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But this matters, and you're not going to play the Yankees in the first round of the wild card with the with the way the Yankees team is put together right now.
Yeah,
you're going to play somebody else. That's my. I don't know. That's my biggest thing here.
No, I mean it is because if again, but when I had four Ks by the way, um,
4Ks, okay.
yeah. Here's the. I mean, you see, it's a struggle. It's a struggle almost every night with these guys to get through 5 innings, and I just wonder what the hell Jeremy Hafner's telling these guys. Why can't they throw a fucking strike? Here's the other problem too. This is the shit that I cannot stand about modern baseball is throwing breaking balls in counts that call for a fastball because you're trying to throw a 2-0 changeup. What the
Mm-hmm.
just throw a fucking fastball
Mm-hmm.
because you have more control over that. That's going to go for a strike and get yourself back on track and maybe you don't throw as many pitches or maybe you get lucky and the guy grounds it out or pops it up or something. I think some in some ways, and maybe the analytics is to blame for this, but people they just get too cute with this stuff.
That's my biggest, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example of that right now. Hold on, give me 1 second here. 19 plus 23 equals. Okay, this was my biggest thing, and then you could go into it because I'm this. My biggest thing was the starting pitching. So after
Yeah,
that, I had no issues because obviously they bomb squad today, so there's really nothing to talk about.
yeah.
So when the fifth inning started, he was at 79 pitches, which is way too many,
Yes, I was going to get into the bottom of the fifth, but go
right?
ahead.
So the bottom of the fifth,
Mm-hmm.
you had Cabrera leading off, strikeout. I think on 5 pitches. That takes you to 84. Now, granted, he probably would have been taken out after the fifth, but at least he would have finished the fifth.
Right.
Torres comes up, strikes out again. I think it was 5 or 6 pitches. Right here's where it goes left, and I was like, we're gonna lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 outs, right? Two
Yes,
outs. I think the Mets were up at that point
they
already. What
were
was it? Five to
five to
two.
two. Yes.
5-2. Soto's up now. No, no matter how big the lead is, 3 runs, 4 runs, 10 runs. My grandfather always used to tell me if there's 2 outs and there's a one guy at the bat, they were up. For example, they were up 3 runs at this time. He always said, throw strikes, throw the ball
Mm-hmm.
down the. There's no such thing as a 3-1 homer with no one on base to tie the game. Pitch to him. He walked Soto on 4 balls. Go after him. He got cute trying to throw sweepers. This just throw the goddamn ball. Judge gets up, hit by pitch. Wells gets up, walk. He was taken out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the game was going to go left there.
Oh,
But
because
again,
Ottavino.
uh, but again, and this is not to bash on them because they got holes too, like the Mets got holes. The lineup is not good after Soto and Judge. So that's why I'm saying to other teams, why are we even pitching to these guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Take your chances with the walks and go from there. But this starting pitching, man, is this can't continue. This
No,
can't
it
continue.
can't. It definitely can't. I mean, it's the staff as a whole, really, is what it comes
I
down
mean,
to. I
to
think.
give he had a couple bad starts recently, but Severino's the only one that goes 6 plus. Usually,
Yeah, that's true.
he had 2 bad starts, kind of bad starts, but he usually goes about 6, 7 innings, at least goes into the seventh. You know why? Because he's aggressive. He knows
Yeah,
when to throw pitches. He knows how to pitch. He's a veteran.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys being too cute and trying to do this and trying to do that. They're not quality starters. I'm sorry. That's why some of them are in the bullpen now, and he got to go. Hauser, get him out of here. You can't even come into a 12-2 game and just 1, 2, 3. Let's go home. You got to make it. It wasn't dramatic, but it's just a point. Like to what you said before we started. Like to think that you can't even come to a 12-2 game and get 3 outs and let's go home is I don't
Exactly.
know. It's weird.
It is. It is. It's a problem. It's definitely a problem. So I basically stopped taking notes after that bottom of the fifth
100%. That's where I stopped right
because
here.
that
Bottom of the fifth.
was
There's nothing
yeah.
else after that.
I mean, listen, the Mets scored. They've scored six in the eighth. And I'll just quickly go over this while I've got the you know the thing open. Vientos hits the home run. Tyrone Taylor reaches on the fielder's choice, and a run comes in. because of throwing error by Cabrera. Then Lindor hits the 2-run home run, so he's got 2 home runs, one from each side of the plate. And then Vientos hits the sacrifice fly to bring in the 12th run of the night. Yankees score another run in the 9th. Austin Wells gets an RBI single. And yeah. Now, the Mets are starting a 4-game series against the Braves on Thursday. Today, when most people are listening to this. You're saying they've got to win 3 out of 4 games at the very least. I think if they do win 3 out of 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, that definitely puts them ahead of the Braves in the wild card. Now, you don't know what St. Louis and San Diego are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
The Padres are on a 4-game winning streak. And let's see if they are playing right now.
They were playing before.
They won 12 to 3.
12 to 3
time.
or something, I think.
They're in DC against the Nationals.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, listen, you play well this weekend. You might find yourself in the top wild card spot. The other thing too, by the way, interesting pitching matchup tomorrow. Severino versus Chris Sale. Tomorrow could be a struggle for the Mets because Sale's having a good season.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
Yeah.
He's got that herky-jerky motion.
It just sounds weird you saying that. So you got Severino tomorrow against Sale. On Friday, it's Charlie Morton, who the Mets always smack around.
I was about to say, they usually hit Charlie Morton well.
Yep. And then Senga's making his debut on
He's probably on a pitch count, 25 pitches.
Can't wait for that.
Jesus Christ.
Saturday, there's nobody announced for Saturday yet. And Sunday, David Peterson's pitching.
Saturday, you guess. Oh my God! I'm telling you right now, be prepared for Saturday.
Think it's Hauser?
No, the other schmuck.
What other schmuck?
McGill. They'll call him up.
Oh, that's
to do a spot start or something.
Unless you throw Budo out there.
I'd rather have him 100%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy they're going up against Saturday, he's got a Schwellenbach. He's got a 4.65, 4.62 ERA.
Yeah, the Braves are scoring. You gotta kick them while they're down.
I'll give you, and I'm not saying that I think the Mets are going to lose tomorrow. I would understand if they lost tomorrow against Sale. That I'll give you that, but then you got to come right back and you got to take those.
I'll say this.
The 3 games.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say something.
Oh boy, here we go.
Bite me in the ass, but I don't really care.
Yeah, don't jinx them.
If the Mets beat Sale tomorrow,
okay,
break out the brooms.
Oh, stop it! Don't do that.
I just did it.
Why do you have to do that?
I touched the money.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know who the hell this, whatever the hell his name is at.
Wallenbach. I don't even know. Yeah.
Charlie Morton. I'm not worried about him. And who's Sunday again?
Sunday is Lopez, whoever that is. Lopez has pitched well though. He's got a 2.12 ERA.
Nah, I'm not worried about it.
But Peterson's on the mound. That you should be worried about.
Yeah,
no,
he's been pitching well.
That's Keith's boy.
Yeah, that's definitely Keith Hernandez's boy.
He loves Faber Peterson. I don't know why.
I guess he has a thing for lefties.
So for the Yankees, they're going to be in Boston.
I think they're off tomorrow, right?
They are
Friday,
off tomorrow.
Saturday, Sunday.
So you got Cortez on Friday.
Ugh.
Who's been by the way, have you seen he's been involved in trade rumors?
Yeah, he's not been doing well.
Yeah. So Cortez goes on Friday. Then you have Stroman on Saturday. I fucking can't stand that guy. And then Sunday is a Sunday night game, which I'll probably watch.
Yeah, Sunday night, yep.
Well, we got to record too. Rodon pitches on Sunday. So, I mean, it should be an interesting series because obviously both teams right now are in it. The Red Sox have the last wild card spot. They're kind of in similar position as the Mets. And you got to think that the Yankees are going to be coming out swinging this weekend. I do wonder. Here's my question for you: do we see any trades happen for either team this weekend? Or do you think it's going to come down to the final day,
This
which
weekend,
is on a week from tonight?
I would say the final day. I guess it would all depend on if shit really went down the shitter.
Mm.
But I think it's possible, but I don't see. I don't think likely.
So you don't think any moves start happening until next week then?
Yeah, probably Monday
Mm.
once they see where they're at with the Braves and then the Yankees with the Red Sox. That's what I would say.
Gotcha.
Unless
That's
something really
interesting.
came along, but I don't see it that way. If I was
I
a betting man, I'd probably say they wait till Monday.
I can see the Yankees making a move earlier than that only because listen, they're going to make the playoffs. Let's not. It doesn't matter whether it's as a division winner or as the first wild card. I think they make the playoffs, and I think because of that confidence and because they know that they need some pieces, they might make a move as early as I think as early as this weekend. Who knows? Maybe Cashman's on the phone tonight and they announce something on the off day tomorrow. Someone's the first chip has to fall, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees set the pace for the trading deadline frenzy. I would not be surprised by that. So I don't know, sir. Do we have? Is there anything else that we want to say about what we just saw the past couple of games?
No, that's about it. I would just say moving forward, just because they're in a dogfight with a bunch of other teams, and Mets, what they can do is lose series.
They can't do that. Exactly.
They can't do that. You got to win series,
I agree.
and that's whoever's in front of you. If you think you're as good as you say you are, you got to win series, and these guys got to be semi in on the trading. That you got to do something, especially with this starting rotation. You got to do something. You
Yeah,
can't let
I
this rock
I
because it's not
can't.
gonna it's not gonna it's not gonna last.
Well, look, listen. We didn't even talk about Christian Scott today. He's going to be missing. He's going to be shut down for the next 2 weeks
Well,
because he's
they
got to.
also said that, and it said missing two resting, and then he said hoping he
Yes.
doesn't miss the rest of the season, which is what I
Right.
told you. See
Yeah.
you next year, buddy.
Oh, okay. That's now I get the joke.
Because resting 2 weeks, they don't sound optimistic when you start talking like that.
So then, as we keep on going here, so then the question becomes because I was looking this up, and maybe this is where we kind of end this. I'm looking at the standings for just the teams that are completely out of it right now. Right, the Rockies, the Marlins,
The Nationals are teetering.
Toronto,
You know,
Toronto,
White
LA
Sox.
Angels, Oakland, and the White Sox. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count the Nationals as 7, maybe even the Giants and the Cubs are 8 and 9. So there are trade partners out there. But again, the problem is that you've got more than half the league looking to improve at the deadline.
Yep.
So you got the division winners of the American League are Cleveland, Baltimore, Houston. Then the wild card teams are the Yankees, Minnesota, and KC. And actually, Boston, I should correct myself. They're on the outside looking in. But then Seattle's right there.
And
And
listen,
then,
even for the teams that are in a dogfight, just because
yeah.
you're in first place doesn't mean you're not going to try to make
Oh,
your team
yeah.
better.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, I
Like
would
these
have,
Indians and Twins,
yeah,
and you're going to try to make your team better too, even though you're in first place. Let's say
exactly.
everyone's going to try. Everyone's going to be out there having a fight to get these players that are everyone's going to be trading for.
I mean, in the NL, you got the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Brewers, obviously the Braves, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Padres, the
Mm-hmm.
Diamondbacks, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and
Mm-hmm.
even maybe the Reds,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the Reds as well. So it's gonna.
It's a log jam there.
I have to say, one thing I am looking forward to. I am looking forward to what Stearns is going to do in his first trading deadline as the Mets GM because this guy is supposed to be like a miracle worker in some respects. So I want to see if he can actually deliver the goods for the Mets. We'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it for this special episode of Two Dummies That Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends, your special Subway Series edition. We will be back on Sunday, and we've got actually a lot to talk about. Today was an interesting sports day, I have to say. There was a lot of things going on between Thibodeau signing the extension with the Knicks. You got had Subway Series stuff going on. U.S. men's soccer sucks. They lost 3-0 to France in the opening round game for the for the Olympics. Big NBA TV deal on the line now as the NBA rejected the offer from TNT. Now you got Amazon talking about potentially bringing inside the NBA folks to Amazon. So there's going to be a lot to talk about on Sunday. So please tune in Monday. We hope you enjoyed this special episode. And this is Will Hernandez on behalf of Lee J. Perilla, and we will see you on Monday. Peace out.
Later.